Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Britton Eads. I'm 23 years old and I own $1.5 million in real estate. I'm here with my buddy Colton that's going to ask me a couple questions today of some stuff that he's been wondering about.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So one of the questions that everybody always has is, um, how'd you get started? What were your very first steps into the real estate investing adventure?
So, me and my girlfriend at the time, which now she's my wife, her grandma showed me Rich Dad Poor Dad, and me and her both read it. And after I read it, I kind of knew that I wanted to start investing in a passive income so that I wouldn't have to work every day and have to, go to a job and stuff. Uh, and then I kind of started listening to Robert Kiyosaki a lot more and Ken McElroy. I mean, sometimes 8 to 10 hours a day on YouTube
So you were
videos
really
and
getting into
podcasts.
it. You were really getting into it.
Yeah,
Yeah, good.
yeah. I mean, it was a complete change from what I'd been doing before. I mean, everything kind of changed after I read that, and then it was just I was hooked.
Yeah. Well, so after you read the book, what were your first steps? I mean, how old were you when you read it?
I was Let's see. I would have been 19 when I read it. So I
Okay,
was
so
I
you'd
was
already graduated
19.
high
Yeah,
school.
yeah, yeah. So I was 19, about to turn 20. Um, I had joined the electrician union,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know why I ever done that. I didn't really have any interest in it, but so I joined the electrician union, and while I was in the electrician union, I was just listening to podcasts and stuff every day with Robert Kiyosaki and Ken McElroy and stuff. Like I was saying, I mean sometimes 8 to 10 hours a day. I mean everything I listened to on the phone was just podcasts or YouTube videos or something like that. And then it took about probably about 8 months until I bought my first place. So the first place I bought was a duplex for 70,000.
And you had been working, and you'd already had kind of some seed money from your work and
Yeah,
everything. Okay.
yeah. I mean, I had been working. I mean, I've been working since I was probably 16. So
Yeah.
I had some money saved up and stuff. And whenever I found it, it was only 70,000. So it ended up only being 15% down, which was like $12,500 or something.
That's good. Okay, so you got 12,500 down from your job you'd had since high school, or from working since high school, and then once you bought that, you moved into you had already built some confidence, and you moved into your second property. Is that right?
Yeah, so I bought that one. It was rented for $500 a month. It was in terrible shape. Honestly, I bought it. I hadn't even seen it.
Yeah, really.
I hadn't even seen it. I didn't do an inspection. I hadn't never seen it. Not even a picture of it. I didn't
Oh,
have a
so
picture of
before
it.
we ever even get on to the second property, I want to hear about that. Like, did you learn any lessons about, buying?
So we bought that. I think December 13th, and December 28th, I had a pop bust. I had a pop bust. So we done that. So I had that happen, and then we kind of went. We didn't really do nothing to it for a while, and then finally I thought, well, you know what, I could probably renovate this and kind of rehab it a little bit. So I went to the bank. They reappraised it and stuff, and then we refinanced it. We got a construction loan on it. We put about 30,000 into it. So we put a new roof on it, LVP flooring. We put a shower in one of them. It had a claw tub bathtub.
Oh, really?
Yeah, iron claw tub bathtub. So we changed that to a shower. We put all new appliances in it, and it didn't even have air conditioners in it. We put mini splits for heat and air on it instead of gas and just window air conditioning units. But after all that was done, we went from getting $1,000 a month in rents to $1,800 a month in rents in probably like a 2 or 3 month span. It took us to get everything done and stuff. So then we got whenever we refinanced, it ended up being worth about. So we paid 70 for it. We put 30 into it. So it ended up being worth about 150 after all that was ended up being done.
Oh, wow, that's an amazing value add. Okay. Well, so like I said, you nowadays when you're looking for a property, what do you look for as far as the numbers go, as far as inspections go, anything like that that you learned the hard way, you might say, through your first property?
Yeah. So the first property, like I said, we bought it within 2 weeks. A pot busted.
Yeah.
Um, it needed a roof on it. We didn't even know that. Well, I guess we did kind of know. It was an older property, so I mean, it needed a roof on it. It had carpet in it. We took out the carpet. A lot of people don't like carpet, It didn't even have a shower in it and stuff. So we had to do all of that. You know, it was probably 80 or 90 years old. The building was, and like I said, we never got one inspection on it. So I mean, we had we had a couple foundation issues and stuff, which we got them fixed pretty easy, and stuff like that. But yeah, so now you know I always get them inspected and stuff. Um, uh, I mean, if you spend $1,000 up front and get it inspected, I mean that could save you, you know, I mean 20, 30, 40, $50,000
Yeah.
after I mean a year or two, or even right then.
That's amazing. So, how long did it take you to buy your second property after you had bought your first one and went through all that? Uh, was did the money coming in from your first one help you buy the second one? Just tell me about it.
Yeah, so the first one, uh, after we got it refinanced and everything was finished, we had it rented for 1,800. You know, the mortgage was about 700, so that leaves you with 11. Taxes was about 150, and insurance was about 150, so that takes away another 300. So that leaves you with $700 a month, and then you know I take about $300 off a month for fixing stuff. So we make anywhere between $400 to $500 a month. Now, just because we're taking $300 a month off doesn't mean that we're going and using that every month to fix something. We're putting it in into a savings account or checking account to save in case something was to break later. So the first one, I mean, $500 a month is good. That's $6,000 a year. I mean, that helped a little bit.
But it wasn't like a monumental
No,
life
I mean,
changing.
it didn't really change a lot. So the second one, it took us about probably a year and a half, maybe a year, closer to a year, to buy the second one. So the next place we bought was a fourplex. We didn't really have too much money after we bought the other one left, so we ended up doing an FHA loan on the fourplex. So we bought it for $245. 2 units were empty, and 2 units were halfway renovated, and they were getting. So when we bought it, there's a 1 bedroom that was rented for $750, and there was a 2 bedroom that was rented for $650.
Mm-hmm.
Market rents there was anywhere $850 to $925 probably. So, which I had a mentor that owns 700 units at the time in Richmond that kind of told me what he was getting for his rents, kind of like the same property class as what we was buying there. So I already knew that once their leases was up and stuff, and once we got the other ones done, we could get that to $3,600 a month. We had to stay in there a year, which that was why.
Yeah. So tell us, for those who don't know,
Yeah.
about an FHA loan.
So on an FHA loan, they you can buy a duplex, triplex, fourplex, or a house for 3.5% down. So we bought that for, I believe it was $245. That was with them paying $5,000 in closing costs, and we put, I believe, $7,500, maybe $8,000 down on it. So we had another $8,000 to put down on it at the time. But like I was saying, we got this one inspected. They done an FHA appraisal, so it's a little bit more stricter than a regular appraisal. They go through and they check and make sure it's kind of up to their qualifications or whatever. So it makes it a little bit harder to get the loan, but you get a 30-year fixed loan at sometimes a lower interest rate than definitely a lower interest rate than I was getting on like a commercial loan. So like I was getting 7 3/4 on the duplex, but on this fourplex it was 6.5 or 6.45. For 30 years. The other one was on a 20-year loan. So that kind of changed a lot. So we lived in that a year, and now we've got that one rented for $36.25, I think, a month. So it went from only renting to, I think when they appraised it for $2,600, and we got it all the way to $3,600. But we rehabbed it again. We tore out a wall in one of the units to open up the living room. We put LVP in everything. We put newer appliances in it. What else did we do? I guess that was really about it. LVP and newer appliances.
I think you remember, I remember you told me you painted all the rooms.
Yeah.
I came in there while you were under construction on that, and I could tell that you had made a crazy leaps and bounds just doing general home maintenance, nothing crazy.
One of the main things that we done was that it was an upstairs unit, one of the ones was, but the room was probably like 7 foot wide and 7 by 11. But they're split in half right down the middle. It made no sense at all because it should have been the living room, but instead you had to turn left to what was supposed to be the living room, and then you had 2 small bedrooms, and then a bigger bedroom in the back and the kitchen. It made no sense at all. So we tore out that wall and made that one in the middle where the bathroom was at a living room, and that really, like, the first person that seen it, we rented it for $950 a month. She was on Section 8.
Oh, okay. So, well, that leads me into my next question. Is Section 8? Like, how do you feel about that? Some people love, some people
So,
hate.
like, honestly, our best tenants are on Section 8. We have issues sometimes with, people paying and stuff if they're not on Section 8. Sometimes they're late and stuff. I've got 2.
Oh, so you have the issues if they're not on
if
Section
they're not
8.
on Section 8. If they're on Section 8, the best tenants I've got are on Section 8. They don't ever call. They don't really complain about anything much, and their rent, 2/3 of it, maybe a little bit more, is guaranteed. It's guaranteed every month. Now I've not had any issues with them paying at all.
And for those who don't know, Section 8 is government subsidized housing, or government subsidized rent, I should say.
Yeah, so they'll pay up to it's like 2/3 or something of the rent. So if the rent's $1,000, they'll pay like $700.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. I just heard the AC kick on there. But well, so you had at this point in time, you lived there for a year. You renovated it.
Yep.
Really increased your equity, your property value. I feel like after that, you had to just really hit a brick wall as far as like forward movement goes, because there's only so many good deals a year, I would say. Or am I wrong?
Well, when you're buying small stuff like that, yeah. I mean, there wasn't very much that we seen. I mean, we drove. I mean, God, we probably looked at 200 or 300 places.
Oh,
driving around Kentucky looking at stuff. We drove to Louisville, Frankfort, Lexington. We drove to Louisville, Frankfort, Lexington, Berea, Richmond, Irvin. I actually had a 4-plex under contract in Irvin, and then I backed out of it before I bought the other one. It was in really bad shape. But so yeah, we kind of got stuck after that. So we bought that 4-plex April 2024. So it was a year and a month before we bought another one. But we really got stuck because we really wanted to grow a lot more, and we got stuck. So honestly, one day we joined the Better Life Tribe.
Mm-hmm. And what is that? Is that like
it's a group of real estate investors. Brandon Turner runs it. He's a big time real estate investor. He owns mobile home parks and stuff. So we joined it, and we got a coach that set us up on daily stuff, which is probably the best investment we ever done. So we had a coach.
I know a lot of people will have mixed feelings about that because you hear, is this a scam or not, quote unquote? Which I know they're not, but
yeah.
But,
this one.
But you would say that they were.
Yeah, this one ended up not being a scam. So, but honestly,
Brandon Turner, I'm just talking to the general public.
But Robert Kiyosaki always talked about on his podcast and stuff. Even Tiger Woods had a coach.
Yeah.
The best golfers, the best basketball players, football players, whatever you want, musicians, whatever you want to say, they all have coaches and stuff.
Yeah. And
they're all practicing. If you don't practice, you don't get any better.
Right.
So we had a coach that set us up on daily things to do every single day to try to become the person that would buy stuff like that. So you get in the habit over and over and over of doing stuff every single day. Now it was a pretty big investment at the time for us because I was 22.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't have much money.
You say that like you're an old man now.
Well, we didn't have much.
Back in my day when I was 22, no,
we didn't have much money. So I mean, it was kind of a big step. But we joined that group, and within I think April. So we joined in March, and by April we found 2 triplexes in a house. Okay, 2 triplexes in a house. One was tore completely down to the studs. The other one wasn't in much better shape. We bought one for $165. One triplex had a house on the lot, so we bought those for $165, and we bought just the triplex that was tore down to the studs for $85. So we got them both for $265,000. So we actually just got those done, and just got them reappraised. So the way we bought it, I went over there, looked at them. I just knew. I mean, it was super cheap. I knew we could fix it all. So we went, got an inspection and stuff. First we got under contract. So we gave them $1,000, put under contract. Had it, signed up and stuff. And then on the Better Life Tribe at the time, they had a thing where you could post deals and stuff that you were looking at. So we posted that deal on there, and
But
within
it doesn't have to be the Better Life Tribe. You can
no,
post
there's
to private
other
money lenders anywhere.
yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
So so what we done was we found a person in the Better Life Tribe to kind of partner with us.
Mm-hmm.
And so they gave us $46,025. And it was such a good deal because we knew that after it was done, it would appraise, between 450 and 530 to 40,000. So what we done was we bought it, renovated it. So all of the units now are almost brand new. Half of them got brand new drywall, brand new appliances, brand new cabinets, which they all got brand new cabinets. So they're basically brand new apartments. We're renting one bedrooms over there for $850 to $900. So we went. That place was rented for $3,100, and now we're at $2,725 just on the one triplex, which was empty when we bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Had one person living there, paying $625. Now we've got that to $2,725, and and the house and the triplex, we've got those at, I believe, $3,700.
Oh man, so you've
Yeah, so we upped those a lot. All together, when we bought them, they were all rented for $3,100 altogether.
okay.
Now they're at let's see, $6,400 a month.
Okay.
Close to $6,400 a month just on those. And since we got them done and we rehabbed them all, and they're rented for a lot more, we just got those reappraised for $510,000. So we put about $30,000 into them. I had some guys I hired to do the drywall and the cabinet stuff. I laid some of the flooring and like painted and stuff like that. But we put about $30,000 into it, so we're all in at $300,000, and they just reappraised for $510,000.
That's good. That is amazing right there. Well, guys, so you have done all this. What are your future goals? You got anything under contract? You got anything going on right now? Future plans? Tell me about it.
Yeah, so we obviously want to buy a lot more and scale some more. So right now we've got another duplex under contract for $250,000. They appraised it for $265 when we closed. We're gonna get another construction loan on those and redo them. The appraiser said that they should appraise between $320 to $340 after we're finished. We're gonna put about $20,000 into those. LVP again, new appliances, probably paint the cabinets, new back porch, and a new roof put on it. We're gonna put about $20,000 into it, but it's rented right now for $700 a unit. So it's rented out for $700 a piece, $1,400 altogether. After we get all the stuff done, we're gonna have it rented for $1,500 a unit, $3,000 a month.
And what size per unit?
So these are they're 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms. They're kind of like townhouses. They're up and down. So you've got you walk in, you're in your living room, go through that dining room, kitchen. You got a back porch with a 10x14 deck, and then on both of them you go up the steps, and you got 3 bedrooms upstairs.
Okay, so in total, what do your rents look like? What are your apartment? How many apartments do you got, or houses, whatever? And yeah.
So right now we've got
and your debt to equity. Let me know about that.
So right now we've got a duplex, a fourplex, 2 triplexes, a house, and we're closing on another duplex in about 2 to 3 weeks. We'll be closing on it. So that puts us at 15 units. We get about $15,000 a month in rents altogether. And our debt looks like, I think we got about $850,000, $900,000 in debt, and then we've got about $1.5 million in real estate.
Okay.
Maybe closer to 1.45. Somewhere right in there. So our net worth is around $600,000-$700,000 right now. It took us about 3 years to do it. To grow to that. So I mean, you got to start. You start small. Start with a duplex. Make small mistakes. Don't even look at it before you buy it.
Yeah, is that what you suggest?
Don't even look at it before you buy it. Make small mistakes before you go and buy bigger stuff. Honestly, so like the biggest thing I've done is really I started kind of automating everything because I used to go and every month I'd drive to the places, I'd get the rents or get the checks and stuff, and then I'd spend time talking with the tenants and stuff like that, which they're nice and stuff. But now I've switched everything over to Turbo Tenant, so I collect all my rent on Turbo Tenant, any property, maintenance stuff they have is on Turbo Tenant.
And we're not sponsored, so that's just because it's a good quality.
Yeah, it actually is really good. So it keeps track of everything, all the rents. I keep track of all my tenants and stuff, who's paid, who hasn't paid, stuff like that. It makes it a lot easier, to be able to run everything. Because at the end of the day, it's a business, just like everything else. And that's how you really got to see it. Is that it's a business and you're doing it, to make money, and you got to systematize everything to grow, bigger and bigger.
Mm.
If you want to follow my journey, like and subscribe for more.